Whether if you are a minimalist or not, I think we all want a wardrobe with things that we love wearing. I mean, what's the point of having a massive wardrobe if you don't wear half the things you own? The thing is though, we now live in a society where we've been conditioned to think that shopping is always the answer. Whether if you are planning a holiday abroad or if there's a wedding invitation, the common notion is to go shopping. And sometimes you do need to buy things, but the key is to buy the right things. And I feel like you can't do that without knowing your personal style. And today, I want to talk about how to do that without shopping. The first step in finding your personal style is to pay attention to what you wear the most in your everyday life. Now, these can be the same pair of skinny jeans you keep reaching for, even though you actually have 5 others to choose from. Or it might be that very plain looking t-shirt or the same cashmere coat you keep wearing winter after winter, because there must be a reason you keep going for these pieces, whether if it's the color, the material, the cutting, or the fitting. Paying attention to these items will give you a lot of insights about your personal style. For example, I really prioritize comfort when it comes to shoes and clothes. And a few years ago, I noticed I really enjoy wearing cashmere jumpers, especially those neutral pieces with a slightly more oversized fitting. With that in mind, I now avoid jumpers with very loud designs, and I also don't mind investing a bit more in cashmere, even though it's quite a lot more pricey compared to, say, cotton and acrylic. The second step in finding your personal style without shopping is to identify the pieces you absolutely do not enjoy wearing. And we're talking about the high heels that are impossible to walk in, the jumpers that make you feel itchy, or the dresses that are too small or too big. These are the pieces you dread wearing, but for some reason they are still there in your closet. Sometimes we keep these items because of sunk cost fallacy. It's a concept that when you've spent a lot of money on an item, it just makes it that much harder to let it go. As someone who's gone through a lot of downsizing and decluttering in the past, I can really attest to the fact that owning less will give you a much clearer view about your personal style. You see, when you own a lot of things that you don't wear, they can really distract you from the things that you do wear. Not to mention, visually, things can also look quite overwhelming and distressing. I think this is quite a common reason why people feel like they have nothing to wear, and the answer is to buy more and more. So I absolutely recommend removing those hell no pieces. It might seem wasteful at first, but it will really pay off in the long run. After removing your hell no pieces, the third step to identify your personal style without shopping is to declutter the pieces that you don't wear that much. So these are the pieces that you don't necessarily hate wearing, but for one reason or another, you just don't reach for them as much. When we talk about personal style, it has a lot to do with personal preferences. Sometimes you cannot actually explain why you prefer something, but you just do. And how often you use something is a very clear indication about your preferences. For example, I prefer my Lady Dior bag to my Chanel Classic Flap. Both are beautiful classic bags, but I just feel like the Dior goes more with my personal style. Now, if you're not too sure about where to start, I highly recommend the hanger hack. Basically, every time you wear something, face the hanger the other way when you put the item back in your closet. And if we are talking about folded pieces, you can leave the item folded inside out. This way, it will give you a very clear view about how your wardrobe is serving you. Now, let's say after a few months, a lot of your hangers are still facing the same way. It says a lot. It probably means it's time for you to declutter. Next, I want to touch on those just-in-case items. Now, if you've come across any pieces that you're not too sure about decluttering, I suggest putting them away for a while. These can really help to soften the impact, especially if you're quite new to the whole decluttering thing. Visually, your wardrobe will look tidier and more curated, but you also have the luxury of changing your mind. I believe if you really enjoy something, you will go through the trouble to look for it. However, if you've gone months or years without it, it tells you a lot and maybe then you'll feel better about decluttering it. When looking for your personal style, don't forget to consider special occasions. Now, even though parties, weddings, and job interviews might not be a daily event for most of us, they do happen. And oftentimes, they come with a dress code. I know it can be so inspiring to own a capsule wardrobe with only 25 pieces, but as much as you enjoy wearing shorts and t-shirts on a daily basis, you might not want to dress the same for a job interview. For example, I don't wear dresses a whole lot in my daily life, but owning the right dresses can come in so handy. So let's say if there's a wedding coming up, I don't have to do any panic shopping, and I don't have to feel pressurized into buying something that I don't like that much just to have something to wear, because I know I already have something that will work for me. So I suggest you to take some time to visualize your personal style on those special occasions as well. Because if you already have those elements in your wardrobe, it's absolutely okay to keep them, even if you don't get to wear them that much. Sometimes when I watch decluttering videos, they can seem quite extreme, where people really downsize their entire wardrobe to the bone. It might work for a certain lifestyle, but you don't necessarily have to take the same kind of all or nothing approach. To develop a clear understanding about your personal style, I think it really helps to look for ideas and inspirations. Now, there are plenty of videos and resources out there about how to create the perfect wardrobe. However, if you drown yourself in too much information, things can get a bit messy. One thing that I would really recommend you doing is to follow people with a similar lifestyle or people whom you can relate to. Especially with outfits, it can be tempting to follow bloggers who feature the most trendy pieces or the most eye-catching outfits. But if you work from home, for example, and you don't attend a lot of fashion shows, you probably don't need as many dressy outfits. So it makes more sense to spend that money on cozy and versatile casual outfits instead. I don't know about you, but I used to buy pieces that looked amazing on the model or the blogger, but when I tried them on, I just didn't feel like myself. It's like I was trying to pretend to be someone else, and for a long time I thought I was the problem. Maybe I was too boring or my life was too unexciting. But after a while, I realized I simply had been looking for ideas in the wrong places. Over the years, I've been curating my social media, and I feel a lot more at peace because I don't subject myself to the comparison game like I used to. At least for me, I find that when I embrace my own lifestyle, my personal style evolves in a healthy way as well. So I really believe in taking control of your social media usage, because if you follow absolutely everyone, it will just make you feel like you want to buy everything under the sun. I think understanding your personal style is an essential part of sustainable and intentional spending, because if you know what you enjoy wearing and what makes you feel your best, not only will you shop less, you also make all the right purchases. If I have to describe my personal style, I'll say it's neutral, casual, comfortable, chic, and versatile. Let me know how you describe yours. That's it from me, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.